Good day everyone, Professor Maple here. We're back on Maple's World doing some mining, doing some crafting, doing whatever the heck tickles our fancy, and today we are back on the Illager City project. Yep, I've got my tea in, well, not in my one hand because I need them to control the computer, but it's nearby, yeah, I'm just going to work on the Illager project. We started to continue last episode. This was supposed to be ready for 1.16 and or during 1.16, and we didn't quite get around to that. So yeah, we're getting to it now. As you can see, I've done a bit more with our gradient here. I've dithered it and kind of shaped it a bit more. It's not just this flat line that used to be all the way around anymore, which is good. And I think I might just keep that there just as reference. But the rest of it is looking all right, and it's the same. Down here we've got some. It's not just a straight line anymore. Am I in a hole? I'm in a hole. That's why. But yeah, no, it's coming together. I think today what I want to do is, especially since I haven't really been live streaming lately, I haven't had the spoons too. I am taking care of my Axe's dog, who used to also be my dog. Long story short, and that takes more spoons than I'm used to expending on a daily basis. As much as I love Jack, he's a great doggy. Yeah, no, it just, my routine is thrown off, and I'm very routine focused, and which is why I'm recording on a Sunday instead of a Saturday, but it's a long weekend, so it might not matter too much. I just won't release it today, the video, of course. But yeah, no, Jack is here. He's having an okay time, all things considered. Like, he's not at his home where he's most comfortable and whatnot, but yeah, no, everything's good given the circumstances. Jack is here for a few days, and we're going to, in the meantime, while he's here and napping and stuff, get some progress made on this city. In fact, I want to take this out. Here because I want to put a custom tree right there. So part of the tree is going to be like leaning this way, I think. And because there's going to be more building here that I don't want to necessarily take out, because they'll make a good wall around the stairs. A wall around the stairs, he says, as his voice cracks. I love my morning voice, but yeah, sometimes it does that. And I want to move it over here maybe, because there's this lever, and we could have a gatehouse, and I'm really just kind of planning out where I want things to go. We might keep this hole that's going to be here because of the stair, and that's fine. So maybe we do, still want a ravager to be able to come through here if need be. Their stable's going to be there, but they should be able to wander anywhere. Probably just like that. Or maybe even that be the door. It doesn't have to be symmetrical, and I think a lot of the buildings here may not be perfectly symmetrical. I've got something I need to do a bit later to desymmetricalify this tower a little bit. Not a lot, but probably enough. And yeah, I think am I happy with this though? I've got 4 blocks to play with if I'm not happy with it. It's a gatehouse. It doesn't need to be very big. Yeah, I think that's good actually. Okay. So yeah, let's get working on this custom tree. All right, so let's get this tree built. I think I want a thicker trunk at the bottom. So we'll start with some of that here. I wouldn't go any thicker than that, I don't think. As a tree myself, I don't think we need a bigger tree than that. Let's see. And already it's looking kind of symmetrical. And maybe too big, but we can take it down afterwards, I think. Oop. Yeah, that's gonna be quite a tree there. But I think if we start the lean now, it should be easier to do it with this much width to it. And then we can kind of go from there. Yeah. I don't want it to be too tall though either. So maybe we do more lean here and then maybe thin it out a bit. Let's see, how's that look? A lot of this is going to be, ooh, actually that's not bad. That's not bad. I think maybe a couple more layers of the leaning Tower of Teresa. Um, before we call it done, but I think I want it to basically touch the roof of the gatehouse or whatever. Like I almost wanted to make this like arch, because we've got this arch here as we enter the city, and I kind of want to continue that a little bit, even though we're open to the sky. Just to maybe give it a bit of not sameness, but like, oh, what's the word? Continuity, maybe? Is that the word I'm looking for? I'm not sure. But I know it's time for scaffolding. We'll continue the lean. And we'll maybe do that out here now. Really, that's a stack of... Oh, wow, okay. Well, let's take a look while we've got it. Okay, yeah, that's about where we want it, I think. And then the leaves will come out and branches and stuff will hang down, and yeah, I think that's good. Or about good. Maybe one more to the right here. Yeah, cool. Let's gather some more logs. All right, let's see. So, this happy little tree here. Actually, it's going to be a sad tree. But let's see. I wanted one more sort of round shape. Or at least at this scale, it's a round shape. Going over this way. Maybe that's too thin. Maybe I need to move it back one. No, I think that's good. I think that's good. Almost looks like a tentacle made of bark just jutting out of the ground here. And one thing I just realized I'm gonna need to do is maybe thicken that up a little bit. Yeah, maybe that, and then do that on this side as well. And also it's gonna need to have roots underneath, so that's gonna be a thing later. So like just like building an iceberg, you can't just, well, I don't know how many people build icebergs, but I imagine you can't just do the top of the iceberg. You've got to do the underwater bit too. We've got to do the bit under the surface after this as well. And I think, oh, I think that's maybe what I'll use these acacia logs for here. That's maybe what that's gonna be. Anyway, I was going to talk about while I'm working on this. Oh, I don't have any pale leaves. I can grab those while we're talking. So yeah, so I have been invited back to the Suburbia server once again. They keep inviting me back every season, and I keep having to say no. And as much as it would help my growth to have an SMP in the title of my videos, because that is something people search for more often than single player. So that would help me grow. I don't have the spoons to play on a server right now, and like the last year and a half's been kind of rough. So, well, last year and a half especially. Well, especially that might not be the right word, but definitely things haven't been 100% for the last little while. And there's some pale oak leaves. We'll start with a stack and see where it goes. Is there anything? I guess I can get rid of the stone. But yeah, so like it seems like every time something starts getting better, something else comes up and I'm like, oh, well, that's stressing me out. And sometimes I miss a day or two of work because of non-work stress. It's ironic because you'd think work would be the thing stressing me out. It's not the thing stressing me out. It's everything else happening. So yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, I want more leaves just in case. Another stack of the leaves. But yeah, so like last October on Thanksgiving, my now ex and I broke up, and it took a while for us to. Oh, maybe we'll have to sleep here. Took us a while to get all the who gets what and who moves out and the actual me moving out sorted. And that's around when I made that creaking farm, was when I was getting ready to move out and moving out and all that. So that was a thing. And like I've got no ill will towards my ex. As far as exes go, they've been great. So just what did I want this wood for? No, I wanted the leaves now. Right, yes. So yeah, they've been very good. Like I still get to see Jack essentially when I want to see him, which is great, considering he used to be my dog as well. Now is just my ex's dog, and I get to be first priority when he needs to be taken care of, and my ex can't take care of him, and so like I get first dibs on doing that if I want, and I usually want when I have the spoons for it. Maybe we thicken this up a little bit here before we get into the leaves here. That do I like that? No, that never mind. But yeah, no, it's been a thing. It's just part of, you know, being in a relationship and adulting and all that stuff. Was that there? No, that was there before. That one. Nope, I did it wrong again. Where'd that wood go? There we go. That goes there. goes there. And then there. Okay, yes. So things have been stabilizing, I'll say, the last little bit. I've got movie nights on Discord with friends. I've got I'm going to therapy. I'm seeing a therapist, and that's helping with a lot of things that kind of either come up or I realize have been here the whole time and I just haven't resolved. And I recommend that. And that's on top of the meds that I'm taking for that mental health issue I had around, or a little after Caves and Cliffs, around Caves and Cliffs came out. I forget the timeline specifically, but my memory's not ever been very good anyway. So yeah, no, things are on the upswing as far as I'm concerned for the most part. It's just the odd thing that stresses me out pops up sometimes, and I have fewer spoons to deal with it. But yeah, so Suburbia and other similar servers, I'd like, especially since I play at such a glacial pace and it's not really conducive to like if I were to be on a server and get what I want to get done on a server, it would require the server being up for longer than like a season, to be longer than a lot of other people would prefer to play it, and I don't want someone paying for a server if I'm the only active player on it, or if I'm like I've like what I've done in the past on Suburbia was not very good, to say the least. Like I think last time I was on there, I wanted to do like a perpetual server tour where everyone did all the work building stuff and I just presented it in video form and meant to give credit and stuff when I could. At least I think that's what I was doing, and that is not, I don't know, my stance on that has changed drastically. Even like I think I did an episode of doing that, if I remember correctly, and immediately I was like, I released the video and was like, I don't really like how I did that anymore, because again, I'm not doing any of the work. I'm just recording, which is easy, and uploading and editing and all that stuff, which is, although less easy, I'm not the one who did all the building for that. So the perpetual server tour at the time was me not recognizing that I have fewer spoons to allocate to something like we're building on a server. And I think so I didn't really recognize that at the time, but that's what that is. So I'm not doing that again. But I also don't have the spoons to play on a server in a way that is conducive to everyone else having the fun that they want to have, or not shelling out to host a server for forever. So I just figure I'm gonna stick on Maple's World for a bit here, unless something like crazy comes up. We're just gonna stay here. And do I like this tree? Until it needs a branch or something. I think that's what's going on here. We need a branch going this way. We'll use that partial stack first. Maybe there, and maybe some change in elevation, I think. So go up here. But yeah, no, I'm not on Suburbia, not because there's anyone on there or running it or anything that I have personal issues with. It's just I don't have the spoons to socialize, and I guess that's another thing too, is like when you're on a server, it's really hard to like especially with me being neurodivergent, and having fewer spoons than most people, it's really hard to set that boundary when you're on a multiplayer server, because like every time someone logs on, it's like, okay, do I have to, like, I should tell this person I don't have the spoons to play with them right now. But to do that every single time is takes more energy than you have a lot of the time, right? So do I like that? No, I want it to go that way. I think I want it to go that way. So we'll do that instead. And that's just so, like, yeah, it's complicated. And I don't know if I'm doing a good job of expressing the nuance in that. And I want people to not feel like they're burdening me by trying to just be social and say hello and stuff like that. And I don't. It's a thing. But again, that's not the only reason why I'm not on the server. It's just because I just don't have the spoons for servers right now. Again, that may change because again, upswing, but yeah, I think Suburbia is on season 8 right now, or going to be in however long it is after this video comes out. I don't even know when this video is coming out, but yeah, Suburbia is going to be back for an 8th-ish, probably the 8th season. And I'm probably not. Oop, that was a damage jump. But yeah, I'm probably not going to be on it as much as I probably wouldn't mind it. But yeah, do I want this to go this way? Probably. Yeah, I want it to keep going and maybe flatten out probably about where it is. No, we want a bit more of a solid connection to the tree there. How do I want? Maybe that. Yeah, that's a bit more solid, and then it just flattens out. Maybe it does go this way towards these buildings. I know that wasn't my intent, but I think that is what we're gonna do. Oh, and it's getting dark. It's getting dark. Maybe in our world, as Bob Ross would say, this happy little tree that will become a not happy little tree. Yeah, maybe it just kind of goes that way, and the branch kind of goes out like that, and it's sleeping time. Yeah, I think I'm happy with that shape there. Yeah, we'll get some leaves on it, and I'll maybe figure out how to do I'll need lots of scaffolding for the roots, I think. But yeah, no, I think this is what we want. Maybe a bit more leafage, of course, but this is what we want. All right, and I've done some leafing. I've done some mossing, and I think I'm happy with I don't know what it looks like from above specifically, but from all the places down here where well, I probably won't see it too often, but the illagers will see it when they populate the city. It looks pretty good. Um, have I worked too hard on something that I will probably not see often? Maybe, but I'm proud of it, and that's what's important. It's possible that the um the ravagers might eat some of the leaves here, and I'll have to just live with that, especially with their stable being right here. But yeah, I'm really happy with how this turned out. We've a lot of it would have been really boring to record all of that. As much as having a longer video is nice, and I do kind of owe you guys. I owe y'all a longer video after taking a break last episode. Um, or at least that's what I feel. You may have varying opinions on that, but I feel like I owe you a bit longer of a video this time around, and yeah, I'm gonna try and give you that. But despite that, the the leaf placing and the moss placing would have been boring. It's just a lot of me going back and forth, being like, okay, does this shape look good? Yes, okay, but it could maybe use a block here or a couple blocks here. And okay, now that shape looks like what I want it. I wanted to keep space underneath the canopy where the branches kind of diverge, because that's kind of important. You got to let a tree breathe when it's got more than one branch. When it's got more than just the trunk, you gotta have room for it to breathe. Or even if you have like leaves on multiple levels of the trunk, it just having that air through there makes it a little bit more realistic, and gives the birds a place to swoop in and perch or whatever. I don't think there are going to be too many birds in this city. This place is, I'm surprised this tree is alive. I had planned to put dead bushes in it and like have like the odd branch not quite living, and maybe that's a thing I could add somehow, but that maybe would be a bit too much color, and I want to keep it reasonably monochrome, which is why again, I don't think I've mentioned this once yet, but we are going to stick with the pale oak wood for the surface portion of the tree, because it's not like it's a little bit of color, but it's not too much color, and I feel like varying that color, that might be the better word, or the more real word. But varying that color is maybe not what we want in a city that is going to mostly be gray, and intentionally so. So the pale leaves and the moss we've got going on. This is going to be like an elder pale oak tree. How that fits in the lore of Minecraft and my base, I don't know. But maybe we can work out something where it's like, because okay, Minecraft lore is that the illagers are afraid of the pale oak, like the pale garden, and the pale oak trees in there because of the creaking and whatnot. I thought I saw a creeper behind me. They're afraid of the pale garden, and who knows why. Is it because of the creaking? Maybe. Is it something else? Who knows? But and then in the lore of my base, maybe this tree is a safe tree, or hasn't always been a pale oak tree. Maybe it was a really strong oak tree at some point, or a dark oak tree, and some magic has befallen this city that has rendered it kind of maybe not as healthy as it used to be, but still it's a bit willowy too, I guess. So maybe that oak lore doesn't quite work, but of course I would overthink the lore of a tree. being a tree myself and whatnot. But you know, that's just how it be. Anyway, we're gonna move on here. Now, yesterday, when I built this tree, I think I immediately wanted to go into building some of the buildings around it, but this morning I'm realizing I talked yesterday about doing the roots, and we haven't done the roots yet. So let's do some roots. Let's do a little bit there. Maybe this one sticks out like that. And maybe, oh, maybe it's a bit straighter, and then it veers off. And maybe someday that'll become a problem and crack the bricks and whatnot. But for now, it's fine. And then this one is out like that. And already that looks a little better. Just collect my blocks here. But we still have the bottom side of the iceberg to do. Our lovely wooden iceberg. So I think that's what we do now. Oh. However, like I said, it is easier to do when you're not being shot. So we're going to do that. And then we're gonna climb the scaffolding and work on these roots here. Let's see. So get some actual logs in our hands here. Just kind of fill this out a bit more below the tree. Make that connect a bit. So I think this part of the tree. First off, I think we'll maybe span these roots out a bit here. Maybe just that far for the moment. But we need these. Actually, that almost looks too straight now. Can we thicken it out, I guess? So it looks less like it's protruding from just a straight line there, and then we can make it like that, and even bring it down a little bit, I think would help. There we go. Oh no, that's not what I want. Darn it. Darn it, I was doing so well at not accidentally stripping my logs. I was doing so well. There we go. And then maybe we do some scaffolding out this way. And bring that down. And there's one major root right there. Is that encroaching on my work area? Maybe a little bit. But hey, we've got something here. I'm gonna grab that stripped log before I let it despawn. And let's see. Let's not have that out so we don't have that issue again. And let's maybe fill out this direction a bit. Maybe not as much as that one because it's not as thick, I don't think, but we'll still do a little bit here and bring it down, I think. And then here. And I think we bring it down like that. Do I want to chop that out too? No, I think I want that to stay there. And then this side we just kind of spindle out a bit more, thicken it up. I don't know, get rid of that one. That one wasn't meant to be, I don't think. And then let's see, I think what we need to do, oh yeah, we need to do some lighting here. Because this isn't going to have torchlight beside it the whole time. Some glow lichen here and here and here. And that's a 1 block space, so that should be fine. And it's beside the glow lichen, so that also should be fine. Let's see. Oh, we're down to 19 of these logs already. Well, I think it's about time to transition down to the acacia wood anyhow. So I think we're going to just do 2 more offshoots here. One there. And maybe, actually, you know what? I like that better. A little bit of asymmetry here. Yeah. And then we need some glow lichen up there. And you know what, we'll put some here just in case. And you know what, I think I want this to just kind of spindle out a bit here. I'm not sure if that's the real word or the right word or what, but that's the word I'm using. Just kind of there, and then we can scaffold up. There we go. And then I think I've got to lower this platform a little bit here. Maybe that much. Is that too much? Is that too little? I don't know. But we'll find out. All right, so yeah, it is another day from the day I started this video, this tree project. And that's mostly because I had to, take time away to take care of the puppy, and well, he's not really like a puppy, but he's a puppy in the sense that he's a dog. And then spend time with him, and we had some cuddles, which was nice, and I had to take care of myself a little bit too, just make sure that I'm eating properly and all that. Getting my walks in with the doggy. Not that I wouldn't normally walk the dog if I have the dog with me, but you know, just things. Yeah, so now that we're lower, I'm realizing I should have put some of these roots, hanging roots up before we did this. That would have been smart. But, oh, we can still reach. Okay, cool. So I think we're going to get some of these roots that are like that, and some of these roots that are like that. Like this one will go to a point here, I think. Or maybe... You know, I was going to use the acacia wood for the roots. Maybe I still will. Hold on. Take that back for the moment. Switch to the acacia, switch to the pickaxe so I don't strip my logs again. And we'll try that, but maybe go over a little bit, make it a diagonal. Oh, did I drop a log? I dropped a log, everyone. Yeah, so these roots, like, they're a little more hydrated as you get closer to the tree. So when they're further from the tree, they dry out. That's just kind of a thing I've noticed over the years is that, dang it, I did it again. I did it again. I stripped all my wood. Got lost in Minecraft. Oh, baby, baby. Let's see. So yeah, the roots dry out the further from the tree they get. That just makes sense to me. We'll do some of this and then some of that. And now I'm gonna just step back and take a look at what we've got here, because it looks kind of messy. And maybe a bit too square in places. Like that root there. I maybe could have not put the detail on yet. Because it does look kind of straight down at this angle, which is an angle that it'll be seen at a fair bit. But I like these two roots are like the same shape. So maybe I'll fix this one, and then that one is kind of just missing some shape. But we can move this block over one, and then move the fence gate up one, I think. All right, and as night comes to this world, we're gonna just see what it looks like both above and below. Above we have this. Why we're doing the above at night, couldn't tell you. It's just easier to do everything all at once, I guess. I did have to put a little bit of lichen in there just to make it glow enough so that there's not mob spawning going on there. And down here, we want to do this while it's dark, because If we did this during the day, we'd have all this light coming through these holes. That won't be here forever. And so looking at these roots, maybe it wouldn't be as effective. But we've got... Oh yeah, that's looking great. Like it's mostly full blocks, so it's not the best it could be. But I'm happy with it, and I think that's what matters. So I think with that, I'm gonna collect all this scaffolding and these torches and look in the holes. Do I have any in the holes there? Doesn't look like it. Okay, good. And I think at this point I'm gonna call that the episode. So thank you for stopping by and being supportive. Have a good now, have a good later, and we'll see you next time for more of whatever we get up to. Goodbye. Oh, that's not a hole. That is though. Goodbye, everyone.